Alright, so I'm making a LED taillight. So we know that this side is our negative and that side is our positive. And we have our Tacoma taillight here. The bottom one is the brake light. So we look at these wires here. This one is the negative. These two are the ones that we're gonna splice into one of these. So we need to figure out which one is which. One of them is always going to be on when the lights are on, and the other one is the brake light, because this is a 1156 or 57. So in the bulb there's two filaments. You can see there's a small one and a big one. The big one turns on when you hit the brakes. So we want this LED strip bar to turn on when we hit the brakes. We're gonna do this. A lot of people probably won't like it, but we're just gonna snip these two and do a trial and error, and just plug it in and test the lights. So do one at a time, because I guess I could look it up and see which one is which, but we'll do like a 50. It's like a 50-50 chance. So just do one at a time. Just snip it, and then we'll splice it. We'll splice in our wire. Give it some length, because we're gonna resolder these. Alright, so we stripped our positive side that we hope it's the right one. We're gonna check it, and then we're gonna strip our negative side. Cut and strip our negative side. So we got our two positive sides stripped and our negative stripped. Then we're gonna twist in our LED, positive and negative. Negative, positive. And then let's hook it up. So we got those two wired together, and we're gonna throw a little bit of tape on them we don't want them touching when we're installing it. There we go. It's ready to go. Let's check it out.
Look at all that meat. Yeah.
Alright, so there's our harness for the Tacoma. Just gonna plug this all back together. There we go. Alright, now it's ready to test. Maybe put in 1 or 2 screws. I'll probably just put in 1 screw to hold it in place. Alright, we got our light installed. Our LEDs there. Let's test it out. Alright, let's turn our lights on. Now let's check, see what's happening. Alright guys, so the light's on. Looks like we wired it into the right wire, because this LED's not on. So we'll check later which wire that was, so we can copy it and do the same on that side. And let's check the brake. So if you're by yourself, you can check your brakes by getting any kind of piece of wood or anything you can, putting it on your brake, in between your brake and the seat, and then I just push my seat forward. There you go. Now let's go check. So, and they're working. Cherry. Alright, so we're gonna make our permanent connections now. Get your soldering iron, make sure it's hot, your wire, and we're gonna solder together our negative. I like to give a generous amount. Make sure that it's really on there. Yeah. Cherry. Now we're gonna let that cool and then tape it. Alright, so it's taped. Doesn't need to be pretty, it's gonna be hidden. Just make sure it's covered, because we don't want it hitting with the positive and, you know, shorting out and stuff. Okay, time for the positive. Alright, let's look at our wires again. So we know that, now we know that the green wire with the red stripe, that's the brake light. So when we do our other sides, we know to cut this one. We got lucky our first time. We did a 50-50 to check. So the green is just our just a running light, the parking light when you turn on your lights. it's going to activate the bulb, and then when you hit the brake, that's this wire, so that's why we wired our LED into this, or this one. So we're going to solder this one now, permanent. Nice. Perfect. There we go, all taped up. Looks kind of messy, but it's going to be okay. It's hidden. Now let's go reinstall her and mount our LED where we want it to go. I got the perfect place.
So that's the tail light where it goes.
I'm going to place the LED right here.
Alright, so
put the tailgate down. So there's a hole right there we're going to feed our LED through since it's already wired up. I'm going to feed it down there under the bumper, and we're going to, there's tape on the back. We're going to apply it right there. Clean the surface first. I wiped mine down. And yeah, let's see what it looks like. So we're going to reinstall our tail light. There we go. And then reinstall the 4 holes and the cover. Screwing them in, 4 screws. Alright, so we got our tailgate back up and our light on, screwed in. Now let's mount this guy. So on the back of this LED, the one I got, there's a tape strip. So we're just gonna take that off and stick it as nicely as we can in there.
So that's what it looks like without it being on, sitting nicely in between the tailgate and the bumper. Now let's go turn it on, check it out. Cool. White in the front, red in the back. Alright.
And there you have it. Just wire it the same way on your passenger side.
Yeah. Lulu, do you like it? Do you like the LEDs? Do you like it? She loves it. I love it too.
So you guys might be wondering, how's my brake light on? I'm the only one home. Well, life hacks. Life hacks. Just push the seat.